I'm at Walnut Grove Park. I like coming here. The smells and sights remind me of the yard where I spent my childhood. Mom still has the black walnut tree in her front yard. I used to pick up dozens of 5-gallon buckets of walnuts every fall. My hands would be stained dark green for days. I compete against the squirrels who were storing them for the inevitable harsh winter. The tree was great for climbing. We hung a tire swing from one of the massive branches. We sat underneath the tree's shaded canopy in the hot summer and we drank cold lemonade. Someday, hopefully not anytime soon, the tree will create dozens of pieces of beautiful furniture. Mom's walnut tree has one disadvantage. It's isolated from other walnut trees. Ecclesiastes talks about the risk of isolation and the joys of companionship. 2 people are better off than one, for they can help each other succeed. If one person falls, the other can reach out and help, but someone who falls alone is in real trouble. Likewise, 2 people lying down close together can keep each other warm, but how can one keep warm alone? A person standing alone can be attacked and defeated, but 2 can stand back to back and conquer. So we had a pear tree and a pin oak tree. A huge pine tree was in the other part of the yard. It is the tallest tree in town and you can see it from miles away. The neighbors had a massive sycamore tree, but the closest walnut tree was blocks away. Mom's walnut tree was and is a great tree, but it never became by itself what it could have become in a grove filled with other walnut trees. Walnut trees in walnut groves grow 20% higher than isolated walnut trees. Their walnut production is boosted by over 30%. They're less likely to be damaged from storms because their root systems become interlocked and they break the wind for each other. The walnut trees become more together than they could have become separately as individual trees. People are like walnut trees in that way. 2 people are better off than one, for they can help each other succeed. A healthy friendship is one where both parties can look at each other and think they are the ones who are getting the good end of the deal. A good relationship is one where 2 parties can become more together than they could become separately by themselves. Ecclesiastes talks about the 3 advantages of friendship. The first is encouragement and support. If one person falls, the other can reach out and help, but someone who falls alone is in real trouble. I remember one of the first times I climbed the walnut tree. I was probably 5 or 6 years old. I was trying to keep up with my older siblings and their friends. I fell off the second branch. I hit the bottom branch and landed on the ground. I was afraid. I was embarrassed. I was unable to hold back my tears. But I had my sisters and I had my brother. They reached out and they helped. If I would have fallen alone, I would have been in real trouble. I have fallen from many other branches in my lifetime. And so have you. Paul tells us, share each other's burdens, and in this way, obey the law of Christ. Sometimes when I have fallen, I've been alone. It was tough, it was scary, it was frustrating. Sometimes when I've fallen, I have had others by my side. It was still tough, but more manageable. It was not as scary, it was less frustrating. I heard words of comfort and I heard words of hope. I had other people to share my burdens, and I knew no matter what happened, I wasn't alone. I had support and encouragement. The second advantage of friendship is intimacy. As humans, we are created to be in relationships. Some of the first words from the Bible are this: "Then the Lord God said, it is not good for the man to be alone." Life's highest form of intimacy is connecting with another person so that we are understood and accepted by them and understanding and accepting of them. Ecclesiastes continues, likewise, 2 people lying down close together can keep each other warm. But how can one be warm alone? I remember the first camping trip my oldest son and I ever went on. He was a first grade student in Cub Scouts. We were under-resourced and totally underprepared. We took a few hours to set up our tent under a big walnut tree. It was a nice evening, but the early October Nebraska air lost its heat as the sun set. We got into our separate sleeping bags and laid on the cold ground. Within minutes, I knew this was not going to work out. We talked about going home or maybe sleeping in the car, but we tried something first. We put our 2 sleeping bags together and we hopped in this double layer sleeping bag. 2 lying close together can keep each other warm. The most important warmth that night had nothing to do with body temperature. It was about talking and listening, telling and hearing stories, dreaming and planning, laughing and hearing nature's noises. Intimacy can be thought of this: into me you see. Understanding and accepting and being understood and accepted is a blessed, holy experience, and it is God's plan for your life. The third advantage of friendship is sharing a common purpose. Your best dreams and your highest hopes cannot happen and should not happen in isolation. They can and should happen in community. As you navigate your life, be open to collaboration. Other people's ideas can often complement and are sometimes better than our own. Be a listener and a learner. Find a few friends who will challenge and inspire you. Invest in them. You will be raised to new heights in life. Two people can stand back to back and conquer. I recently played in a charity golf tournament. I'm a really bad golfer. I don't get the opportunity to play very much. Thankfully, I was on a team with 3 friends. Something happened that day that will never, ever happen again. I got a first place award in golf. We were 17 under par. Together, we were able to shoot a 55. By myself, I would have been lucky to break 100 on that course. One of the team members was amazing off the tee and from the fairway. One of the team members was a crazy good putter. One of the team members had a lot of money and bought every possible advantage he could while supporting the ministry we were playing for, of course. And I was an expert at 2 things. I could hit walnut trees and many other variety of trees with stunning accuracy, and I prayed a lot. You have a vision for your life. You have goals, you have hopes. Collaboration with others will be critical to your success in living out your vision, accomplishing your goals, and realizing your hopes. Helen Keller said, "Alone we can do so little. Together we can do so much." And she was right.
About a year ago, I found the Water's Edge, and prior to that, I hadn't really attended church regularly. I went with my parents every once in a while, tried a couple different churches.
I didn't grow up in the church. I didn't grow up around people that talked about God. We didn't talk about what it meant to have faith. I wasn't comfortable praying.
I was approached about joining a small group, and I was a little nervous about it at first because I don't feel like I have a lot of the history, and I don't know a lot about the Bible stories and things like that. I wasn't really sure what to expect from it, but I ended up giving it a try anyways, and it's really just about a bunch of friends getting together, talking about life.
When I decided to join a small group, I knew that it was the step that I needed to take, even though it was intimidating. I needed to surround myself with people that were going to answer any questions that I had, were open to them, and my small group has done that for me.
People in my small group have made me a better person. I'm typically the shy one in the group, and they've really helped me step out of my comfort zone.
I realized that we share similar struggles and just things that we're going through in our life, and they've helped me to hear the voice of God, and we just share in a community of prayer.
The friends in my small group have really helped me grow in my relationship with God. In the past, I've struggled with being able to hear God speak to me, and through talking with other people, it's been really cool to hear their stories of how they've interacted with God in the past, and that just hasn't been the case for me. And I wasn't sure if it was because, maybe I'm not a good enough Christian, maybe I made too many poor decisions in my life. My small group has really taught me that I'm loved by God, and He actually speaks to me through the people in my small group. So I've been blessed with that.
I feel like I have a safe environment to just be myself and ask questions and get answers and just continue to grow.
I don't feel like I'm judged when I go there. I don't know. I didn't know most of you, and yet I still feel like I can say whatever I want. I feel like I fit right in right from the beginning.
I just feel really blessed by the people that God has put in my life through my small group. And I just feel like I can be myself, and I'm accepted, and it's a safe place to go.
I'm standing here at the Water's Edge, reflecting on about 20 years of ministry. I have seen God do such amazing things in and through countless people. Most stories, and the best stories, involve God using people banded together to support each other, connect with each other, and do amazing things together. That is what the church is all about, you know. I think of cancer survivors caring for cancer patients, new friendships that have been formed, people celebrating their recovery together, hungry people who have been fed, children who have been spiritually loved and mentored, grieving people who have been embraced, and dreams that have come true. Friendships help us and others move forward together. Ecclesiastes concludes, "A cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken." One person plus one really big, awesome, amazing God equals strength and power and potential. The most amazing thing happens when we bring God into our friendships. We will not just survive, we will thrive. We will no longer do what we can do by ourselves. We'll no longer what we can do by ourselves with the help of others. We will begin to do what we can do with the help of others and with God's leadership and resources. Relationships, they're hard work, but they are worth all that work and a whole lot more. You have this incredible opportunity in front of you to develop meaningful spiritual friendships. Commit to this small group. Commit to being vulnerable. Commit to trusting others. Commit to encouraging and supporting each other. Commit to listening. Commit to telling your story. Commit to making others better. Commit to praying for each other. Commit to growing in your relationships with God together. And you'll discover that 2 is better than 1, and 3 is a whole lot better than 2.